Hello everyone. Now we are proceeding further. Still, we are in the introductory section of your manual, and the next point is instructions for students. Though there are instructions for lecturers also or for teachers also, which we people must read, adopt, and follow it throughout the year for successful and to achieve the ultimate objective of practicals, that is for us. Now there are certain instructions for you people. It contains what are the things you must carry with you whenever coming to the pharmaceutical chemistry laboratory. Then say for example, here it is mentioned that identity card, practical manual, locker key, laboratory coat, which we call apron, then fractional weight box, match box, test tube holder, soap, washing powder, napkin. I would like to add some certain things to it also, thread or rubber bands, then butter paper, then some labels you must bring with you every time whenever you come for the practical, without which actually you should not be allowed to enter into the laboratory, because these are the things which you will be requiring for yourself. If you forget certain things, it will disturb others work, it will lead to loss of your valuable time, it will delay the things, and you have to depend on someone else, and it is also not a good practice. Okay, so then after that, you must be aware of your laboratory, that whatever things which we will teach you in the first experiment, introduction to laboratory, you must remember them. What are the safety precautions you need to follow, what things are kept where, what are the various instruments, how to handle them, where they are kept, etc. Then you must keep your manual updated. If you are coming, say, for the seventh time in the laboratory, so whatever instructions have been given to you before that, that you must complete before coming to the laboratory, or you must have a practice of day to day completion. Then for performing these practicals, manual will be helpful. Apart from manual, you will be requiring for a handbook, which is there in our library in ample quantity, so there is no need to purchase from outside. Handbook of Practical Pharmaceutical Chemistry 2 by Nirali Prakashan, which we generally prefer to use. And this book is based on, or it has taken reference of one more book which is called as Vogel's Textbook of Practical Organic Chemistry. Vogel's Textbook of Practical Organic Chemistry and Handbook of Practical Organic Chemistry plus your manual will be sufficient for your references. Then you must respect, or you must value the things which are provided for you in the laboratory. You must not misuse them, you must not cause any sort of damage to them. Okay, then after completion of your practical, you must clean your working table, you must submit the test tubes and all the glasswares or equipments which you have taken for the practical. You must clean them properly, you must submit them. So a sort of discipline or disciplinary things, these are mentioned here. Then your ability of team working, discussion, Then not only that, you must, if suppose new idea comes to your mind, or if you must be innovative. Though the procedures are set, but sometimes what happens, a certain thing strikes to your mind that this thing can be done in this way also, and in shortest possible time, or with a better result. So why not to try it? Why not to discuss it with us, with amongst yourself, like that? So these are the certain things. Then most important, you should not use your cell phone in the laboratory. Okay. So there are around 28 or 30 points which are given in your under your under the title of instruction to students in your manual. So I request once again to all of you to read them properly. Then here is a list of experiments which we have already covered in one of our lecture. So here is a list of the experiments which you have to perform. There are 28 experiments. Then after that, here is a list of compounds which you are supposed to use for every experiment. Say for example, the first set of experiment is our systemic qualitative analysis of unknown organic drugs. Minimum 10 drugs every student has to perform or identify. Okay, but which compound I must give? Or in major, the whatever compounds are listed here, that is benzoic acid, succinic acid, cinnamic acid, for example, these are the compounds from carboxylic acid categories and which are solid in nature. Okay. Salicylic acid, citric acid, aspirin. So overall 6 carboxylic acid compounds are there, from which you will get some compounds. You will get, suppose someone will get 2 citric acid and benzoic acid, for example. Someone will get succinic acid and citric acid. Though the names will not known to you, this is for us and for your idea also. Whenever you identify a compound, you can cross check that whether it is from the list or something else I have identified. So I am wrong or right. So you can cross check also. So these are the list. This is the list of compounds which is provided by MSBT as an idea for us. Sometimes if some compounds are not available in the laboratory, we may give some compounds, some other compounds to you, but that deviation will not be much more. It will be hardly 10-20%. That's all. Okay. So you will get compound from each category. Everyone will get, suppose 10 compounds you have to identify. Some carboxylic acid you have to identify, some carbohydrates you have to identify, some esters you need to identify, some amides will be there, alcohol will be there, ketones will be there, nitro compounds will be there. So some compounds are liquid, some compounds are solid. So this is a list from which you will get the compounds for systemic identification. Then the next set of practicals, our official identification test for drugs as per Indian Pharmacopoeia. Now in this you will be aware which compound you are getting. You have to just follow the test or physical and chemical test which are mentioned in the monograph of that particular compound in Pharmacopoeia, particularly Indian Pharmacopoeia, and come to a conclusion whether the given compound is of IP standard or not. So here is a list of compounds which you will get. Around minimum 8 drugs everyone will have to perform. Okay, so depending on availability, you will get the compounds turn by turn. During one practical you will get suppose aspirin, in next practical you may get phenobarbital, then you may get paracetamol, likewise. But 8 compounds. Sometimes you will get dummy samples, that a false name I will say. I will not give you aspirin, but I will say that this is aspirin. You follow it and follow the test and compare it with the Indian Pharmacopoeial standards and come to a conclusion whether it is aspirin or not. So sometimes we will give you dummy samples or wrong samples just to check whether you are doing it sincerely or not. And the last, preparation of simple organic compounds. So here is a list, 6 experiments are there, and you have to prepare aniline, acetanilide, benzoic acid, phenyl benzoate, parabromoacetanilide, picric acid, and thalamide. But thalamide is not in your syllabus. Okay, it is not kept here. Though it is mentioned in the list, but it is not in your syllabus, thalamide. Then the first experiment, that is acetanilide from aniline, that is also practically we will not be performing because of unavailability of acetic anhydride, which you will be requiring during this preparation, and which is under strict government control, as it is one of the reagent used or chemical which is used for preparation of explosive substances. So strict control of government is there on that compound acetic anhydride. You need a special license, you need to maintain all the records of its use, you must keep it separately, and these things are not feasible in our diploma or in our institute. So that's why we will be theoretically discussing this experiment. We will be discussing every aspect about it, but practically we are not going to perform this experiment in present scenario. The time will tell. If acetic anhydride will be available, we will surely do it.